We got to go through what happened yesterday out at Riverwinds. Joe DeCamara versus Jack Fritz. Game number one, competition number one of the competition we've been hearing about for so long. They finally did it yesterday. And Hugh, let's hear about some of it. So DeCamara explained it all this morning. He took us through it. First, Fritz on DeCamara trying to take him off his game. Let's listen to some of this.
Now, let me set the scene, and I'm being honest here. I'm not exaggerating. I am either in my back stroke of the putt or coming forward. It's like right in the nanosecond where it's like one ends and the other begins. Like I am shooting my 6-footer to win the hole. Jack huffs.
No.
I missed the putt.
No.
He did.
And it's Jack's fault?
Well, you don't do that. He might not have did he not notice you were shooting or something?
There was he should have he definitely noticed I was shooting. There was question of whether he intentionally did it or not. I can't prove it. I didn't press it. I let it go. I will be honest.
I'm proud of you.
I will be honest with you.
That's the guy I think you would normally jump on. So I'm proud of you.
You jumped on Elliott when he made a...
So, but I did miss the putt. And I do honestly think it affected me. But
Did Ike and Spike think it did?
Ike absolutely said, well, I can't prove if it affected me, but Ike recognized that Jack did it.
Our little gamesmanship there is Jack had the audible kind of like sigh or noise to try to throw Joe off his game. Joe obviously wasn't happy about it, and he told about it. He kind of concluded that in the whole thing this morning. What do you make of that aspect of this?
I feel bad now.
For who?
Well, I feel bad because I've been out there on the golf course with Joe, and I was talking, and I didn't know talking bothered him like that.
Oh, you're not supposed to do that.
Oh, yeah, well, I did it.
Yeah.
I did it quite a bit when I was out there on the golf course.
Sports like golf and tennis, you're not supposed to talk.
Is that right? Well,
Hugh's not built for that.
Yeah, that's why I don't go. But I feel kind of bad now.
Get excited.
Oh, no, because I talk.
Right,
and you know, some people get us. For me, it's only person that I was talking and they got upset that I knew they were visibly upset was Merrill Reese. Then I immediately stopped talking.
You got Merrill upset?
Yeah, it was a while ago.
What are you doing?
Talking. Because
there is a reason why you weren't invited to this yesterday.
There's a reason why I don't get invited to a bunch of golf outings. It's a good reason why, but you know. I mean, I didn't know that some people took it that serious.
Yeah, so I expected Joe to try to take Jack off his game with a little gamesmanship. I expect that from Joe throughout all this. The fact that Jack may have been doing it to Joe tells me Jack was not in a good headspace yesterday. So I as I was listening to Joe this morning, I knew that. All right, let's listen to the next part as Joe describes Jack and kind of how he was feeling throughout this entire thing.
Hole 4 is a par 5. He has a chance to win the hole with a putt. I don't remember the length. It's hard for me to track every detail of this. But he's got on hole 4 a reasonable shot to win the hole. He misses it.
Ooh.
He thinks I'm going to concede. I don't concede. It's a short putt. He misses it again. I am now 2 up. And
hold on. He on a shot that he thought you weren't even going to make him take it.
Correct. He was very flustered by me even making him take it.
Wow.
So listening this morning, Hugh, this is when I knew how the story was going to end. Before Joe even described the ending, that right there, as I sat there and listened, I was glued to the radio this morning. Mm-hmm. That's how I knew Jack had lost. Because the way he described that Jack missed a putt, and the ball was close enough to the hole that I guess in golf sometimes you concede. You don't even make the person take the shot because it's so close. You just, all right,
concede the shot.
Let's move on. And Joe did not concede. It bothered Jack, and Jack went on to then miss the next shot. Just that tells you, I think, everything you need to know about yesterday. That Joe got so far in Jack's head that it threw him all off. Like even a shot that he probably can make in his sleep, he just missed there.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot for it to be the first event. And to have that meltdown like that, I think Jack will bounce back. But if you're asking me right now, do I think who's winning the mental game?
Hold on. Hold that thought. Hold your thought on that because we got one more. Here's Joe describing how the whole thing really fell apart for Fritz, giving Joe DeCamara the win yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, line 4, he emerges from that whole area 8 shots later.
No!
He does not get out of that.
8 shots later?
There's multiple penalty strokes. There's a swing and a miss. Rhea, he had a swing and a miss?
No, that's not possible.
I had to jump in and say, did you that was a swing, right? He said, yes, that was a swing, which means it counts. No. He finally emerges, I think, after 11. Then his 12th shot goes over the green.
Oh, my God.
So I'm lying.
You're just sitting here this whole time.
While he took, I think, 8 or 9 straight shots.
Oh, no.
I'm lying 4. He's lying 13. I chip onto the green. He concedes 1-0 Hammer.
Wow!
I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
Well done.
I appreciate it.
Wow!
Thank you.
One of the biggest upset in Philadelphia since Villanova in 1985.
I was shocked.
Oh, my God, dude.
I was shocked.
All right, there's a lot to unpack there, but how that ended. So Joe described it in a very strong way, right? Like he basically said Jack completely melted down on the course, took 8 shots just to get out of a rough area, including a swing and a miss. So Hugh, you know what the first thing I thought of was?
What's that?
Well, like how much is he playing it up for the air, right? Is he kind of embellishing a little bit here? Maybe it wasn't as bad as he described. So I went and did a little investigative work for our show here, Hugh. I was able to uncover some video of what happened yesterday.
Okay.
I have in front of me, and I've watched it 3 times, exactly what Joe DeCamara described yesterday, and I'm here to tell you, with the utmost honesty, that Joe DeCamara did not embellish the way he described that. Jack took multiple shots. There was an issue on how he dropped the ball when he took a drop. And then he eventually moved the ball to a different area. There did seem to be a swing and a miss. And at one point at the end, when he finally got out of the rough, Jack took his hat and slammed it down. And I think that's where the concession came in, and it was over.
That he was defeated.
Yeah, Joe didn't embellish that. It was exactly how he said. Now, Fran, I'm not sure if you're a golfer, but I've watched enough golf to know that was rough what I saw yesterday.
Yeah, no, I'm not really a golfer. But I wanted to ask, was Fritz hat slam like the Reese Hoskins bat slam? Was it that hard?
It was pretty hard, yeah.
Yeah.
And now it wasn't euphoric, it was more frustration and more conceding, but it was a pretty serious, hat slam on the golf course. All right, so now that we know what happened, right? It's all laid out there now. Jack described it. I watched the video. Hugh, we know it as 1-0 DeCamara. Here is what's to come. Baseball next, followed by tennis, running, basketball. Hugh Douglas, who are you setting as the favorite now to win this thing?
Wait a minute, I'm trying to get some inside track on this thing.
Okay.
But as of right now, if I was a betting man, I got to go with DeCamara. I got to go with the OG in this one.
So he's the favorite?
Yeah, to me.
Fran, who do you set as the favorite now moving forward?
Yeah, I think one thing that's understated in sports sometimes, or maybe not talked about enough, is the mental game. And I think DeCamara's got it. I think he's the favorite. I think he might lose in baseball.
But my thing is, I'm sorry, Fran.
No, it's all right.
But how do you let an old-ass man get in your head like that?
Well, I don't know, man.
It's DeCamara younger than you.
No, I'm just saying, well, in this situation, he's old-ass man compared to Jack.
Sure.
But it's like, and you just went back to back. You got 2 little boys. You got little Walker and little Texas Ranger. What's his other son's name? I forgot.
What does that have to do with the game?
I'm just saying he went back to back. You got 2 little boys. You went back to back. You got 2 little boys. You supposed to be smoking. Sutton and Walker.
Yeah, Sutton.
Yeah.
Walker.
You supposed to beat DeCamara for Sutton and Walker. That's what that drives you right there.
You're throwing that.
You got to. You got to bounce back.
I think he's bad under pressure. Let's be real.
I think
DeCamara's great under pressure. I think that's the
you know what it is? I think this is what I honestly think. I think Jack cares too much about what people think about him. Instead of just
he
going
was
out there.
the favorite to win this.
Yeah,
and
but
now he's not the favorite anymore.
You just need to go out there and let him hang, man, and do your thing.
And in the weeks going up to this, DeCamara wasn't really talking any crap. He was like, I might win, I might not. And it's kind of worked for him. I mean, so far.
Yeah, so far it's clearly a win for DeCamara. All right, I think it's fair to set DeCamara as the favorite now. But if I were to bet on this, I would still bet on Jack. I'm going to take Jack at plus money to come back and win this thing. So here's my rationale on this. The most mental game is over. Right? Golf is of all the games they're going to play, golf is the most mental game. Now we move towards more of the physical games, and I think Jack is still going to
baseball can be mental too.
It can be, and if Jack can't throw strikes, then this whole thing is over. But I will take Jack in baseball. I will take Jack in running. I mean, he should win those 2 things with ease. I mean, Joe can't run.
Didn't he think he was going to beat you one time?
In running?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would smoke DeCamara and Fritz in running.
I'm saying Fritz thought like he was talking trash to you and you smoked him.
But I run. DeCamara doesn't run. All right, he's going to beat him in running. He should beat him in baseball. Joe seems like he might have an edge in tennis. Now, Fran, you're a big tennis guy. Joe says he plays tennis. I feel like if you play tennis, you kind of have an advantage of someone who's not playing tennis.
Yeah, we're talking about the mental aspect, too. I think Joe had the edge here mentally, and he's played, so I'd take Joe in the tennis.
Okay, so that leaves basketball as the final game here.
That's a toss-up.
It is but it's more of a physical game, I think, than a mental game. It's not just free throw shooting; it's basketball.
What are the rules for the baseball though?
So Joe has to reach base 4 times out of 10 plate appearances. They're going to have an umpire. They're going to have fielders. So if Joe gets walked, like if there's that's a base. If Joe hits the ball and the fielder makes an error and he gets the first in time, that's a base.
So there's a chance that Joe can get hurt.
Oh, well, he could get hit by a pitch.
Well. No, I'm not talking about from that. I'm talking about from running to the base. He can get hurt. He can get hurt.
I think Jack's going to win baseball. I think he's going to bounce back and win baseball.
And he just has to reach the plate 4 times.
Joe has to reach first base.
4 times.
Yep, 4 times. 4 out of 10.
I don't know, dog. That sounds like DeCamara. That might be DeCamara.
Well, if Jack can't take baseball, this whole thing's a wrap. I mean, if he can't take baseball,
does Jack have any chance if he loses baseball?
No, it's over then. I mean, do you guys see him coming back from 0-2? Is Jack Fritz built to come back from 0-2?
Maybe if he's trying to, milk this thing.
Yeah, no, I would still bet on Fritz, but obviously DeCamara's now the favorite. Where do you come down?